Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the brand new Ray-Ban RB 3875 Wayfarer Deluxe sunglasses. But first off, we gotta thank today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com. The app's the best place to buy designer sunglasses, up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, our website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pop these sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 53mm lenses and then an 18mm bridge. And this the standard size of these frames. They're also produced in a larger lens size, which has 56mm lenses and the same 18mm bridge. Now, if you fit the standard 50mm original Ray-Ban Wayfarer frames, you're going to want to stick to the 53mm of the Wayfarer Deluxe. And if you fit the larger size of the original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, which have 54mm lenses, you're going to want to get the 56mm version of these Wayfarer Deluxe frames. My first impressions of these frames is they definitely look really interesting, and it's a really refreshing release from Ray-Ban. Seems like a lot of their releases have been kind of stagnant lately. These definitely preserve Ray-Ban styling heritage with that kind of classic Ray-Ban Olympian Deluxe sunglass style with the metal construction and then of course the swoopy Olympian style bridge. And we can also see that there are two individual bridges there, just like would be found on the Ray-Ban Olympian Deluxe. Something that I want to mention here is it's actually not a brand new release from Ray-Ban. It is in fact a re-release of a pair of sunglasses they used to produce back in the 1990s. Only for a couple of years, the Ray-Ban Wayfarer Deluxe was actually produced by Bausch & Lomb Ray-Ban back in the late 90s. And you can still find these sunglasses on the used market, but they definitely come with quite the premium price tag to them. If we take a look at the outside corners of the frame, we can see that they do preserve that classic Wayfarer metal accents there, and then moving down to the outside temples, we can in fact see a raised Ray-Ban logo, just like would be found on the original Ray-Ban Wayfarer frames. Now we can see a painted on Ray-Ban logo here in the top right corner of the lens as well, and then a little etched RB logo there for authentication purposes. Now if we move down to the temples, we can see this little angled design here, which definitely adds an extra pop to the frames for a side silhouette view, and I do like that a lot as well. Now, Ray-Ban's take on these frames is the Wayfarer Deluxe elevates the iconic silhouette with a bold twist. The distinctive half metal and half injected temples offer a unique combination, and the metal brow line and the details set it apart from the crowd. The Wayfarer Deluxe is ready to own the spotlight, and if you wear these frames, you're definitely making a statement. Nobody has these frames yet, so you're gonna look really unique, and personally, I absolutely love this colorway that I have on today's video. These have their brown B15 crystal all glass lenses. They're going to block 100% of UVA and UVB rays, and they also have really good scratch resistance with the all glass lens as well. And in the frame colorway is their matte sandblasted legend gold frame colorway, which looks really nice as well, and they did a very good job with the finishing here on the metal. It looks really good. And then if we take a look here at the temples, we can see kind of that like brown root beer semi-transparent temples, and through the temples you can actually see a metal support system, which allows an optician to heat up these and actually give them a custom fit to the face, which is really nice. It's going to make the frames very comfortable, and they also do have fully adjustable nose rests as well, and through those nose rests we can see a little RB logo there for authentication purposes. These sunglasses have 5 barrel all metal hinges, and they feel pretty good when opening up and when closing them. Nothing too crazy, nothing too deluxe about these hinges. They're just kind of like standard hinges. And one thing that I noticed is the quality control is not perfect on the hinges. So here on this side, if we kind of move the frame and jiggle it, it's not moving at all. It's very firm. But here on the other side, if I just release this, it's actually going to drop a little bit. And I just did these with a torque wrench, the exact same tightness setting with my screwdriver. And I actually even tighten this one a little bit extra as well. And regardless of what I do, it's just going to drop a little bit. So the precision of the hinge is not quite perfect, and that's definitely a little bit annoying. I personally love the details and the quality of sunglasses, so when you have things like this, it actually kind of annoys me, even though it doesn't really affect the performance. It just kind of annoys me and takes away from the feeling of a brand new pair of sunglasses when you have issues like that. As I film this video, I only have one pair of these frames to make the review on, so you also have to keep that in mind as far as quality control goes. I might just have got one bad one out of 100, or maybe all of the 100 ones are bad. Now, something else that I really don't love about these sunglasses is they actually squeak a little bit. So let me put these near the microphone. And hopefully you can hear that, but they definitely squeak, and that is also annoying as well because they're a metal pair of frames. Typically, a high quality metal frame is not going to squeak or anything like that, but these unfortunately do. And again, it just kind of takes away from the premiumness of this pair of frames if it didn't have those small issues. And the last downside here is definitely the weight. They come in at 47 grams, so I think they're a little bit heavier than a classic 50 millimeter version of the original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, so definitely kind of quite heavy. And then also the nose pads are on the smaller side. Ray-Ban doesn't make massive nose pads, so it's gonna be kind of putting a lot of that weight there on the nose. They are fully adjustable, which is really nice, but they're not on the large size. You know, they're not nearly as large as the nose rests that are built into the acetate frame on the original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, so you're gonna feel some of the weight here more on this pair of sunglasses, and it is also heavier as well, so it's definitely another pretty big downside. Now if we take a look at the inner right temple of the sunglasses, we can see it says Ray-Ban T, and that T means made in China, and then it also does say made in China there as well for a little logo. And then if we take a look here at the inner left temple of the frame, we can see that QR code and model information. Quality is not quite as good as it would be if it was made in Italy, in my own opinion. They're just not quite as nice, and that's definitely disappointing for a pair of sunglasses that looks this cool. If we take a look here at the back side of the sunglasses, we can see the really cool looking double bridge here. So it has a traditional kind of like aviator style lower bridge, and then the Olympian swoopy bridge there. And we can also see it does have etched 5316, which of course is the lens size and the bridge width, and that's there for authentication purposes, of course, and also to let the optician know the sizing of the frames, because that might be relevant depending on what they are doing with the sunglasses. Now, as far as coverage from the sun goes, I would say these have about as good coverage as a normal pair of Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses. So here up top, we can see a pretty big gap to let sunlight in unprotected. And then here on the sides, there's definitely a pretty massive gap to let sunlight in unprotected. So overall, not a very practical pair of frames as far as coverage goes. Now back to where these sunglasses really shine, and that is the styling. Personally, I really do like these sunglasses. I think they look really fresh, really cool, kind of modern, kind of retro at the same time, and you just never see anybody wearing anything quite like this. Do these sunglasses look like a Ray-Ban Wayfarer? I definitely think they do have some of that Wayfarer styling to them. They also look a little bit Clubmaster-esque as well, and again, also kind of Ray-Ban Olympian Deluxe as well. So there's a lot of kind of styles merging into this one pair of sunglasses, and I think they did a really good job with it, but I also can see how they are very loud and potentially obnoxious, so I can see why people would prefer something a little bit more subtle and not quite as loud as this pair of frames. But personally, I actually really do like these as far as the styling goes, and the frames really interesting. The only pair that's somewhat similar to these, I would say, is the Ray-Ban Clubmaster Aluminum, I believe. Those actually look quite similar to these, but those definitely have a different lens shape and then bridge there as well. And of course, temples, these are much thicker than those sunglasses. So really interesting stuff here, and definitely a fresh release from Ray-Ban. Now, as far as pricing goes, these sunglasses come in at $191 with non-polarized lenses. So it's a little bit more expensive than an original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, which are handmade in Italy, of course, and the quality of those is definitely better. You're not gonna have some of those poor quality control issues that you have on a Chinese pair of Ray-Bans. So the price is a little bit expensive, but definitely not too crazy and not enough to push me away from not buying a pair of these sunglasses. And we do, of course, have these available on our website for a substantial discount off the original MSRP as well. So make sure to check out shadereviewstore.com. And I'm also going to leave a link in the description down below directly to Ray-Ban's website, where they have all the different beautiful colorways of this pair of sunglasses available on their website with polarized and non-polarized lenses as well. But that's all I got for guys in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below. And of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.